Episode 1, The Beginning, Chapter 1, Primordials. Hello, I'm your host, and this is Hellenic Helpers. Today, for the first show, I will be talking about how it all started. Greek mythology, that is, starting with chaos. There, the void. Before anything else was created, chaos was there. Eventually, chaos created other deities. The deities' names were Tartarus, Gaia, Nyx, Erebus, and Eros. Tartarus is a fiery pit. It isn't pretty. Tartarus later was used as a prison, but we will get to that later. Gaia is Mother Earth. She is the mountains, oceans, and the land. Erebus is darkness, which collaborates well with their sibling Nyx, as Nyx is night. There is also Eros/Phanes, but we will get to that later. For now, let's go to Gaia. As I said, she is Mother Earth, but even Mother Earth can get lonely sometimes, and Gaia was lonely. She was so lonely that she created the sky. The sky was a deity named Uranus. For a few thousand years, Uranus made Gaia happy, and they held children together. But we will get to that later. Nyx and Erebus also held children together. Children such as Aether and Hemera. Aether is the god of light, the opposite of his father, and Hemera is the goddess of the day, the opposite of her mother. Nyx had a bunch of other children, and there's a lot of them. Some of her children's names are Nemesis, Hypnos, Charon, Thantos, Moros, Dolos, Momos, and the Morai. The point is, she had a lot of kids. Tartarus and Gaia also had children together, named Typhoon and Echidna. Typhoon and Echidna married and had children together. They became the parents of all monsters, like the Chimera, Cerberus, Sphinx, Nemean Lion, and more. Okay, I haven't said anything except a bunch of names, so I will get into that now. Chapter 2, The Rise of the Titans. So remember how I mentioned how Uranus and Gaia had children? We are going to talk about that now, so get ready for some drama. Gaia and Uranus had 12 Titan children named Oceanus, Coeus, Krios, Hyperion, Iapetus, Kronos, Rhea, Thea, Themis, Mnemosyne, Phoebe, and Tethys. Uranus and Gaia were so happy with their children that they had 2 pairs of triplets, but that didn't go as well as they planned. Uranus thought they were gross and disgusting, so he threw them into Tartarus. Gaia was very upset, and she made earthquakes in a plea to stop Uranus. The Titans noticed the earthquakes and went to see their mom. When their mom told them what had happened, they were all shocked, but Gaia wanted revenge. "Take this," she said, and handed them a scythe. A scythe is like a spear, but with a crooked blade on top. Its blade was sharp enough to impale an immortal. Gaia wanted them to chop up their father so he couldn't come down to earth anymore, but all of the Titans were too scared, except one named Kronos. Kronos was the youngest out of all 12, so he wanted attention, and he also wanted to be king. Gaia gave him the scythe, and they made a plan. 4 Titans would hold down Uranus, while Kronos would do the dirty work. The thing is, though, they needed 4 Titan volunteers and for Uranus to come down from the sky. Eventually, Kronos had 4 Titans to help him and also convinced Gaia to invite Uranus for dinner. He wanted her to apologize and forgive him for throwing their children into Tartarus. Gaia was hesitant at first, but what other option did she have? Gaia got dressed fancy and invited Uranus down for a nice apology dinner. Kronos was skeptical at first, but eventually he believed Gaia, and he sat down on his throne. Kronos and his siblings jumped out and grabbed Uranus. Uranus tried to escape back to the sky, but he couldn't. He cursed Kronos, telling that eventually, when Kronos had children of his own, they would overthrow him. Kronos chopped his father up and threw his pieces into Tartarus. Uranus's blood got everywhere. It made a lot of stuff, but we'll talk about that in a different episode. As a reward, Kronos gave his 4 helpers different parts of the earth. Iapetus got the west, Hyperion the east, Coeus the north, and Krios the south. That's how Kronos became ruler of the universe. Return next episode to hear more about Kronos and his curse. I'm your host. This is Hellenic Helpers. Till next time.